For the first page of my memory album, I really wanted to use the mini card and envelope set. However, that did not come in my bundle. You can order it separately, but I really didn't want to do that because I have a Cricut, I have a Silhouette, and I know that there are a ton of envelopes that I can get off of these sites and it wouldn't cost me anything. So if you have a Cricut or a Silhouette, you can use one of those machines to cut an envelope if your kit didn't come with that mini card and envelope set as well. And it's very simple to do. You're just going to click on images if you're in your Cricut library, and you're going to type in envelope, and a lot of choices are going to come up for you. So here are all of our envelope choices. Unfortunately, with the Cricut, I couldn't find envelopes with cards, but they're very easy to make. Also, in the mini card and envelope set, it had a ribbon closure, so a little cutout where you could use a ribbon. I'm going to show you how to do that with your Cricut as well. It's very, very easy. So you can see all of these choices that you have. I really like this card, so this envelope, so I'm going to go ahead and insert this envelope. What you're wanting to make sure is that the base of the envelope, this is the part that will be glued onto your page. You're going to want to make sure that it's going to look good on a 4x6 piece of paper. So I'm going to see if I can create that. I want the base to be about 3.5. So I'm just going to make this bigger, 3.5. So I'm just going to set it up to one of the corners of my inches, just right here. And then I'm just going to count along the side because I can see this is kind of where it's ending and this is where it's starting. So I have 1, 2, 3, almost perfect, but I just need a little bit shorter. Let's test that out again. 1, 2, 3, and right at 3.5. So that is perfect. Now, I want the long part of the width of the card, the base, to be about 5.5, so that I have about as much space on either side. This is going to be a little bit easier to do because of my top. I see that it's on a 4 right now, and so I need it to be, to make 5.5. So 9.5, I'll make it a little smaller and then check it out. And so now we definitely have 5.5. So my envelope is ready, but I want to change it to a cut file. So I'm just going to change it to a cut file, and then you can see that it's going to cut that part now, and we do not want it to cut that part. So we are going to detach these pieces from each other, and we're just going to kind of move this out of the way. We want to use this for our framing, but we really want to make sure that we have this part doing the scoring only. We only want this part scored, and everything is going to cut. So we've got our spot right here, and we're going to come down, and now that we've separated, we're just going to hit score. And you can see that it's making these lines again for us to score. We bring it back up here and put it back in place. I'm not really happy with this because it seems like this line is not straight. So if you're worried that that's going to cut incorrectly, you can always bring up a box. Make sure the box is touching. And now that we have this, we can turn this to a score line. Delete this one because you can tell how uneven this is. So we just kind of fix that very quickly. Make sure that's lined up perfectly. Looks good. And now we have straight score lines. So this envelope was a little trickier than most. I want to go ahead and I'm going to group those so that they will stay together. But I still really like this envelope. Now, again, if you want the ribbon enclosure, that is super easy to do. So I normally would just take a circle. I'm going to unlock the circle. I'm going to make it a thin oval, maybe 1/4 of an inch. And just to make it a little bit easier, I can come up here and make it exactly the width that I want. So I want the width to be 1.5 and I want the height to just be 0.25. So just 1/4 of an opening. I'm gonna hit return and it automatically does that. I'm gonna scroll over the whole thing and get it to align horizontally so that I know that my opening is going to be perfectly centered. Something that I do notice is I don't want it to be that far down. So now I will have my envelope and it's going to fold over. Scroll over this again and now I'm going to attach and you'll see that it changes the color for you and now it's going to cut that circle out. This is going to fold over really far to the end. So if you do have a ribbon enclosure on this, you're only going to have about 1/2 inch for that ribbon enclosure. So, you know, depending on whether you want the enclosure or not is completely up to you. Now, if you want the card, all you'll have to do is get another shape and shape it however you want it. That's a little bit long. I would love for these to cut on the same mat, but I think this is going to be too big, and you know, if you have a silhouette, you can kind of adjust those things, but with the Cricut, it doesn't allow you to. So when we go to make it, you'll see that it sets it up on 2 mats, even though I feel like, well, maybe not. I don't know, that there is a place where you can put that. So here's one option for you to use your Cricut. You can just put your paper, whatever paper you're using to make your album, in your Cricut and go ahead and select all of those papers. So this is the way that you can do it with the Cricut very easily without having to buy that mini card and envelope set, even though, you know, all the little pieces and parts won't be in there. But a great way to save some money. Okay guys, so this is the finished product. This is my envelope and I have made a card as well and just used one of my little tools to cut the ends off the card to give it some decoration. If you are new to Cricut, if you continue to watch the video, you'll see exactly how to cut this out on the Cricut step by step. But if you've had your Cricut for a while, you probably know exactly what to do and you can go ahead and hop off. I hope you enjoyed the video and happy crafting. Let's create our envelope. Now that we have our envelope exactly the way we want it, we're going to go ahead and hit continue. Now I have added some of my favorites up here. I use medium cardstock all the time, so I've put it up here. And it's going to let you know that you need the... Okay, so we're not writing anything, so we don't need anything in clip A. In clip B, it's going to do the scoring first. So we want to go ahead and put in the scoring wheel first and hit the go button. So I'm going to do that very quickly. Okay, we've come over to the Cricut Maker and we took out the regular blade and we are going to go ahead and first put in the scoring wheel, just the single one, not the double one. Line it up in your machine and close it. You're going to load your mat with your paper or wherever you are cutting. And you're going to wait for this light to start blinking. And now that it's blinking, it's letting you know, hey, the Cricut is ready. Now that the Cricut has done the scoring, it's asking you to take out the scoring wheel and put in the fine point blade so that it can cut the envelope. Now that it is blinking again, it's letting you know that it's done with the scoring. The computer is telling me to remove the scoring wheel and replace it with the fine point blade. So I'm doing that, being careful not to hit that blade against anything. And then I can just go ahead and hit the button one more time, and it is going to cut the envelope for us. Now this arrow is letting us know we are done with mat 1. So we're going to remove mat 1. We're going to take our envelope off. And when you take something off of mat, you always want to roll the mat away and not the material that you're using. So here is our envelope. We have our score lines, so we can just fold whatever direction we are wanting the envelope, which part of the envelope we're wanting to show. And I want the flowers to show, so I'm just going to do this. Of course, I'll go over to my table in a second. I'll use a bone folder and flatten all these edges out. I may have to do that before. But I just kind of want you guys to see, you know, how easy it is, how pretty this is gonna look. When you are all done with it, you're gonna have this great card or this great envelope, and you can use a little bit of ribbon and have that closure right there, maybe with a little magnet to hold the ribbon down. But it should be really beautiful, but lots of different envelopes to choose from on your Cricut. Or if you have a silhouette, I'm going to do a separate video for that silhouette. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have fun crafting. Thanks! If you enjoyed the video, please hit thumbs up or subscribe.